ToonGrin.com.
Hey there friends, it's NERO and WHYBOY, and we're taking a look at some more trailer reactions. This time, Star Wars The Clone Wars. For those of you who don't know, I want to say it was a 2006 show, maybe 2008, it's been a long time. Basically, Cartoon Network used to have an animated series done by Kennedy Tartakovsky, Hotel Transylvania, Samurai Jack, Dexter's Lab, Symbiotic Titan. He did those shows. He did an animated Star Wars, and then eventually Dave Filoni took over, and they made a full CGI series that lasted, I want to say, 6 seasons.
Yeah, did pretty well for animated show standards.
Yeah, pretty well. 6 seasons. That's okay.
It's pretty okay.
It's okay. From what I understood, Warner Brothers and Cartoon Network owned the rights. So once Disney did the acquisition, dropped the hammer on that. I guess Disney went over to Warner Brothers and was like, "Hey, man. You want a couple of bucks? Because you're not going to be able to do anything with it." And they were like, okay.
So now we got an official trailer for it again, basically. Like, I haven't really researched much into this. Like,
From my understanding, it's not a reboot. It's not that. It's a continuation of the remaining of the story.
Okay.
Well, which we'll get into after the trailer, actually, because I'll bring up something that you might get a laugh at or be like upset by, where you're like, why didn't they do that? All right, but you're not an avid Star Wars fan, right?
No, not really. I haven't been into like most sci-fi sort of stuff. Like when what
about Flash Gordon?
I do actually have a VHS of Flash Gordon, an old screener copy of it, an animated version of it. Yeah, we could trade it sometime. It would be cool. But yeah, Star Wars is just nothing that I could really just sort of jive with in a lot of ways. Like, that would be same for Star Trek. It's anything sort of sci-fi.
Well, it's hard to get into Star Trek. You have to be a communist. Hey, I love Star Trek, and I admit that it's space communism. Let's all work together. Do we all get paid? No, we work together as a greater whole. That sounds a lot like communism. No, we're in space.
Space communism.
It sounds like space communism. They're Captain Kirk. You're welcome. I wasn't thanking you.
Here's a red shirt.
Because we're communists?
No, because you're gonna die next.
Comrade Kirk, why do you do this? But we'll take a look at this. I myself, I am a Star Wars fan. I have been for years. I'm not like other Star Wars fans. I know I'm stepping on eggshells on this, but like, you've seen the toxicity of it. I like Star Wars in a very casual sense. There are characters I flat out adore: Grand Admiral Thrawn, Lord Vader, Jango Fett, which means nothing now because they threw out all his character development from the expanded universe, so now he's got nothing to his accomplishment except for Boba Fett.
And then you hate everything that basically a lot of the toxic Star Wars fans do.
Oh yeah, the fan base is one of the most disgusting fandoms I've ever seen, hands down.
Yeah, I know just from just absorbing it through the internet and all that, like how a lot of the head actors and all that basically have to leave social media, basically got all death threats, just the entire spectrum of all that.
The guy who plays Jar Jar Binks flat out wanted to kill himself because people kept harassing him, saying he ruined Star Wars. No one, by the way, was like, dude, he's just acting. I mean, I don't want to point fingers, but if we're being honest here, it's George Lucas's fault if you hated those prequel movies because he wrote them.
Yeah.
I'm not saying harass him either. Don't. I'm just saying if we're gonna have to point a finger though,
he created the character.
Yeah. He wrote it. He directed it. He's the chef.
Yeah.
Everyone else is just an ingredient.
It's to leave the actors alone. If you want to blame anybody, blame the people who actually create them, but don't harass them for God's sake.
And for God's sakes, if you're gonna criticize that you don't like it, be constructive. Make a video, write an article, do something that explains why you don't like it, why it doesn't work, what you think could be used for improvement. Because honestly, being so pathetic as to constantly threaten people over fictional content that's not real, it's not like, again, like you people who got really defensive about Luke.
Yeah.
Luke's not a real person.
Yeah.
Okay, Mark Hamill isn't Luke Skywalker. Mark Hamill is an actor who played a character. You have to accept that.
Yeah.
It's okay to love that character. Trust me, we're nerds. We get obsessive about characters like anybody else.
Of course.
But we know not to attack the voice actors or the performers.
Like, if we criticize the actors or performers, we do it based on just what they actually did and such. We don't just say, you ruined, for example, you ruined Scooby-Doo for me, yeah!
You can go attack James Gunn for writing a weird metatextual Scooby-Doo film.
Yeah, how dare you, James Gunn, man!
Instead, you're just like, man, I hope when they do get around to doing a full theatrical Scooby-Doo again, and it'll be good. But then they made the second film, and you're like, well, I hope after this one they'll do a good one.
The direct-to-DVD stuff. They're like, oh.
But he did team up with Batman that one time in that cartoon.
Yeah, he did.
That was cool.
Yeah, he was super cute.
Super cool. So we're going to take a look at Star Wars Clone Wars, the official trailer, and we'll see how this goes. So you have a casual fan, and I say I'm casual, but I've been in it for years. But
I'm not really a casual fan. It's just more like,
you know it exists.
Yeah, I know it exists fan.
There you go. So less than casual, and I myself classify as casual. I don't even consider myself part of the fandom because of toxicity. Yeah. So we're going to take a look at this, and we're all going to hope for the best. So 3, 2, 1, play.
Lucas.
I'm sure they're going to put mouse ears on there. Just like, boop, boop.
Oh-ho!
The name's Rex. But you'll call me Captain or Sir. War does not come with a guarantee. No soldier gets the promise of safety.
My designation is Trooper 27-5555, sir.
Call him Fives. I'm Heavy.
This is Echo.
I'm Commander Cody, your new boss.
Sir, yes, sir!
Looks like we got ourselves a batch of shinies, Commander. Look around. We're one and the same. Same heart, same blood. Your training is in your blood. And my blood's boiling for a fight. So I hope this is our war.
This can't be good. We need to pull back. Get on the followers. If we can draw them out, we can see them. If we can see them, we can hit them.
Symbolism.
And this is because the show got canceled before, because the merger happened.
Yeah.
Beautiful shot.
Yeah.
That's Anakin.
Yeah, I remember them from the show.
He's gonna grow up to become Lord Vader.
Yeah.
Those look like Star Destroyers. That's what he'll eventually command.
Right.
All right, Rex. What's so important that you brought us all the way back here?
Oh.
Hello, Master. It's been a while.
Ooh. Hashtag Clone Wars saved.
I'm sure a lot of fans are going to be happy with
Yeah,
that
they
kind of
probably
thing.
squeaked so hard.
Oh yeah, Ahsoka and Anakin's relationship as apprentice and master is very well responded to in the community. And even though you're not a big fan, I knew all those names.
Yeah.
Fives, Commander Cody, Rex. I know who all those are.
Yeah.
I know what the term shiny means amongst the clone troopers. I got all that inside reference stuff, so I understood what that was.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's not that I couldn't be excited for this, but it's that I don't care. Because I know the Clone Wars ended. I know Anakin is going to become Lord Vader. I know Ahsoka is going to survive because Star Wars Rebels happened. And she is a integral character in that story.
Yeah, that is definitely the weakest thing that comes from these sort of mid-cool sort of stories, basically.
Well, it dates back to even the original Clone Wars show. Like, I remember people talking about where it's like, don't you want to see, like, how it all happened? And it's like, no, I know Obi-Wan's going to survive up until A New Hope, where Lord Vader will cut him down, and then he'll become a Force Ghost. I know these things.
Yeah.
You know, like they would do stuff where it's like, is Anakin going to be able to get out of this? Yes, not unless Lord Vader stops existing, and it's an alternate timeline. So yes, he's going to be fine.
Right.
But part of what does work in Clone Wars, it's not so much where it's going to go, even though it's obvious where it's all going to go. It's the character interaction. Watching Obi-Wan and Anakin develop a brother relationship is good. Ahsoka being connected to Anakin is good. Rex and his connection to his brothers, his clone brothers, is good.
Yeah, that's what I always felt like that was really strong with the show, just from what I've seen of it. It's definitely a connection that basically just drove you through it, because because like I said, that's that mid-glow brown, because you know where every character's going to end up afterwards.
Oh yeah, like
Except for any of the new characters, you don't know what's going to happen to them. They'll probably die though.
well, yeah, like, and obviously there's sometimes it'll surprise you. Like again, Ahsoka was a brand new character they invented when they pitched the original animated film that started all this.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, well, I guess she has to die because we don't see her in anything else. And then it's like, no, she still exists. And then once Disney took over, they started pushing her even a little bit more because she's a female character, and Disney loves strong, independent female characters as a front runner for a lot of their content.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm down for this. I'm willing to watch it, and I'll sit through a season. But I really don't think it's necessary. I don't think it'll really pose any questions. One of my friends flat out asked me, where they said, are you excited for this? And I said, no, not really, because I know where all these characters go, and I know where that story is, so it doesn't really matter to me. And to which he pointed out, he said, what if they do an episode that has Grand Admiral Thrawn in it before he's the Grand Admiral? Because in his novel, Thrawn starts at a low rank as like an ensign, and he moves up through the ranks of the Empire. You know, as cool as it would be to see like Thrawn interact with Anakin Skywalker, it's not something I'm super excited really for. I mean, I'll be happy if I get it, don't get me wrong. It's like a pizza, you know, I might not want a pizza right now, but if someone was like, hey man, you want like a fresh slice? I'm not going to turn down a fresh slice of pizza.
Yeah, it would just be like a nice treat sort of thing.
Yeah, it's a nice treat sort of thing, but I'm not jonesing.
That. It's definitely that sort of thing where it's just basically more, it's just like icing on your cake. Like, you don't really need, because the cake's just perfectly fine on its own, but you just get icing on it, it's just like, oh, that's nice.
Yeah, or it's, you know, it's like a slice of warm apple pie. Like, warm apple pie slice, that's amazing. You know, scoop of ice cream on top of that, well, that just made that even better.
Yeah.
And that's what it would be like. It's like, if I got a younger Thrawn, that could be cool. I love Grand Admiral Thrawn. I would love to see more with that character. I would love, honestly, an animated series based on his novel. That would be phenomenal, because the voice actor who plays him in Rebels had such a beautiful, elegant voice to him.
Yeah.
But I'm sure the hardcore, dedicated Star Wars fans are gonna probably love this.
Oh,
they're probably gonna be over the moon with the idea that they're doing another continuation to Star Wars.
We'll have to definitely see about that Star Wars saved hashtag. See how many people are already using it already.
I saw a few.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, it's pointless though, because it's like, you know, Clone Wars saved. I don't think anybody was like really clamoring. Here's something I want to post to you though.
Yeah.
Okay. So Disney had the acquisition. They got Star Wars, and now they got this back from Warner Brothers and Cartoon Network. So they were able to play nice to Warner Brothers and Cartoon Network to get this show back now under the Disney banner.
Right.
Like that's pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
So let me pose this to you. Why couldn't they do that with Spectacular Spider-Man? No.
I know. I would.
Don't shush me.
They make all those on the company. Shh.
They make all those terrible like Spider-Man pitches that come out, and they're all horribly animated and horribly written, and it's like, oh, but we could play nice with Warner Brothers, which is ironic because they have Marvel, which is the studio going against them in terms of the major film universe, and yet still somehow through
just thick and thin.
Just the most unlikeliness of ways, somehow they were able to be like, oh, but we could play nice enough to get Star Wars back, but not nice enough to get Spectacular Spider-Man back, which was a show that a lot of people liked and considered to be one of the de facto Spider-Man shows.
Yeah, it definitely is really weird. Like, maybe someday we'll get that back again, because if this could come back, it has a better chance nowadays, I guess. Because definitely with how much like fan interaction was in that sort of show, basically everyone loved it and all that. Who knows? Maybe Spectacular Spider-Man will come back someday.
A lot of things have been resurfacing. That's the thing too. Like, because was Young Justice is getting a sequel now, or another season.
Yeah, new season. Vader Sims getting basically a TV movie, just like Hey Arnold. Basically, just a lot of these old shows are coming back basically for conclusions and such. So it definitely has a much better chance nowadays to basically come back, like in this new age of Kickstarter and all that. To basically just primarily just runs on nostalgia dollars.
But we won't be getting Mega 6LR back because they signed that away.
Yep.
Anyways, guys, let us know what you think. I'm sure the avid Star Wars fans, you know, you'll stand strong and be respectful of one another, and comment below what you think. Are you happy for this? Is there anything you'd like to see out of this? Be sure to like, subscribe, comment down below, hit the notification bell, and as always, be sure to tune in
To ToonGrin.